Yo, this is Horton Here's a Who, written by Dr. Seuss, and I'm gonna rap this book. On the 15th of May in the jungle of New, in the heat of the day, in the cool of the pool, he was splashing, enjoying the jungle's great joys, when Horton the elephant heard a small noise. So Horton stopped splashing, he looked toward the sound. That's funny, thought Horton, there's no one around. Then he heard it again, just a very faint yelp, as if some tiny person were calling for help. I'll help you, said Horton, but who are you, where? He looked and he looked, he could see nothing there but a small speck of dust blowing past through the air. I say, murmured Horton, I never heard tell of a small speck of dust that is able to yell. So you know what I think? Well, I think that there must be someone on top of that small speck of dust. Some sort of creature of very small size, too small to be seen by an elephant's eyes. Some poor little person who's shaking with fear that'll blow in the pool, he has no way to steer. I'll just have to save him because after all, a person's a person no matter how small. So gently and using the greatest of care, the elephant stretched his great trunk through the air, and he lifted the dust speck and carried it over and placed it down safe on a very soft clover. I'm the voice towards the sour kangaroo, and the young kangaroo went her past a too. While that speck is as small as the head of a pin, a person on that, why there never has been. Believe me, said Horton, I'll tell you sincerely, my ears are quite keen and I hear him quite clearly. I know there's a person down there, and what's more, quite likely there's 2, even 3, even 4. Quite likely a family for all that we know, a family with children just starting to grow. So please, Horton said as a favor to me, try not to disturb them, just please let them be. I think you're a fool, at the sour kangaroo, and the young kangaroo in her pouch said me too. You're the biggest blame fool in the jungle of New, and the kangaroos plunge in the cool of the pool. What terrible splashing, the elephant frowned. I can't let my very small persons get drowned. I've gotta protect them, I'm bigger than they. So he plucked up the clover and hustled away. Through the high jungle treetops the news quickly spread. He talked to a dust speck, he's out of his head. Just look at him walk with that speck on that flower, and Horton walked worrying almost an hour. Should I put the speck down? Horton thought with alarm. If I do, these small persons may come to great harm. I can't put it down and I won't, after all. A person's a person no matter how small. Then Horton stopped walking. The speck voice was talking. The voice was so faint he could just barely hear it. Speak up please, said Horton, he put his ear near it. My friend, came the voice, you're a very fine friend. You've helped all us folks on this dust speck no end. You've saved all our houses, our ceilings and floors. You saved all our churches and grocery stores. You mean, Horton gasped, you have buildings there too? Oh yes, piped the voice, we most certainly do. I know, called the voice, I'm too small to be seen, but I'm mayor of a town that is friendly and clean. Our buildings to you would seem terribly small, but to us who aren't big, they are wonderfully tall. A town is called Whoville, for I am a who, and we who's are all thankful and grateful to you. And Horton called back to the mayor of the town, you're safe now, don't worry, I won't let you down. But just as he spoke to the mayor of the speck, 3 big jungle monkeys climbed up Horton's neck. The Wickersham brothers came shouting, what rot? This elephant's talking to who's who are not. There aren't any who's and they don't have a mayor, and we're going to stop all this nonsense, so there. They snatched Horton's clover, they carried it off to a black-bottom eagle named Vladikoff, a mighty strong eagle of very swift wing. And they said, will you kindly get rid of this thing? And before the poor elephant even could speak, that eagle flew off with that flower in his beak. All that late afternoon and far into the night, the black-bottom bird flapped his wings in fast flight, while Horton chased after with groans over stones that tattered his toenails and battered his bones, and begged, please don't harm all my little folks who have as much right to live as us bigger folks do. But far, far beyond him, the eagle kept flapping, and over his shoulder called back, quit your yapping. I'll fly the night through, I'm a bird, I don't mind it. I'll hide this tomorrow, well you'll never find it. At 6:56 the next morning he did it. It sure was a terrible place that he hid it. He let that small clover drop somewhere inside of a great patch of clovers 100 miles wide. Fine, that's near the bird, but I think you will fail. And he left with a flip of his black bottom tail. I'll find it, cried Horton, I'll find it or bust. I shot for my friends on my small speck of dust, and clover by clover by clover with care he picked up and searched him and called, are you there? But clover by clover by clover he found that the one that he stopped for was just not around. And by noon poor old Horton, more dead than alive, had picked, searched and piled up 9,005. Then on through the afternoon, hour after hour, till he found them at last on the 3 million flower. My friends called the elephant, tell me, do tell, are you safe, are you sound, are you whole, are you well? From down on the speck came the voice, said the mayor, we really had trouble, much more than our share. When that black bottom birdie let go and we dropped, we landed so hard that our clocks have all stopped. Our teapots are broken, our rocking chairs smashed, and our bicycle tires are blew up when we crashed. So Horton please pleaded, that voice of the mayor's, will you stick by us who's while we're making repairs?